And how many do I need to pass?
600.
What?
600. You needed 600 to pass. You got 6.
You know what? Fuck you, Mrs. Puff.
Welcome, guys.
I'm gonna go be broken. I'm gonna go be broken as fuck in a brand new hit fighting game for the Nintendo PC.
Ain't that also primarily SpongeBob's fault, though? I've heard a lot of apologists say oh, it's it's just Mrs. Puff's poor, terrible teaching methods, and I'm like, there is no way you could break this shit down more than she does.
No, it's just he chokes behind the wheel every time. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. He's a choker, which makes no sense considering he doesn't have a neck. But it's just kind of what happens anyway. I mean, Rico. Yeah,
K Rico.
K Rico.
Just imagine some fucking
K Rico,
fucking fraternity ass motherfucker dating let's say I don't know, fucking Latina, and he's just K Rico, ensalada.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Taco, burrito.
Welcome to the Double D experience, everybody.
Perro, yeah.
Sometimes for serious, but always off the cuff. You already know how it is.
I'm still laughing.
At the great lactating wet nurse. God damn, I hate the Japanese and their fucking small-titted women. They should grill themselves some great Scottish titties, yeah, with freckles all up in the tube. Oh, I'd love to snort cocaine off my wife's hooters.
They should be big enough for me to eat haggis off of. And play me pipes.
Oh, Christ, I don't know what's up with that Hitomi woman. Like you said, Dennis, I don't believe she's actually one of you.
She's not of this world. I swear to God, a fucking alien probably dropped her off and was like, we'll take notes over the years, and we'll just see how the humanity reacts to you. God, imagine a Scottish alien. God, that would make so much sense, considering, Scotland was really one of those places, nobody ever wanted to go to way back in the day. Because it's it was low-key scary going up there. Because, everything over there and everyone wanted to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I bet the aliens probably landed there. I was like, wow. It's oh no. Let's say if these aliens were what gave the Scottish their accent. It's they fucking landed and they're well, holy shit. It's yes, bleh.
Now bend your arse over. It's time for your probing.
It's let's also put in something in their foods that'll make the girls' asses, fucking huge. My God.
Oh, God.
It makes the Highlands sick.
Why won't Smash Brothers come to Scotland? Why doesn't Daddy Sakurai love me?
God.
Well, whatever. Yeah,
So Smash is over.
Now, I was about to say, now that we got the weird out of the way.
Let's get to the meat.
Let's get to the meat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sora.
Mr. Sora.
It's Mr. Sora to you.
He's the
sure. I invented that craze in the 60s with Tennessee Williams. It's brilliant.
This is the laddie who weaponizes your house keys.
See, what you do is you take an old scuba snorkel.
And you put your cock in the wee mouth part. And you take the other end of that snorkel and you put it right up your back part. And you take that snorkel and you're fucking your own ass and pulling your dick at the same time.
So you take this keyblade, you see. So you're going to position it right into your asshole, and then you're going to. This could vary. You could also shove it in real quick, or just slowly enter the asshole. And then once it's very firmly lodged in the subject's anus, you may sharply twist the key and unlock supreme power Or you know, maybe he'll just shit himself. I don't know.
Now, granted, this depends on whose Keyblade it is. If you got Mickey's and that giant thick Keyblade, I don't recommend putting that up your arse. But if you got Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora Keyblade, by God, laddie, that's the perfect size.
Can we talk about real quick the trailer?
Yes.
Because
We're talking about Sora and Smash, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious.
The final fighter of I gotta stop with this. It's addicting.
Some accents. Yes, I've had voice coaches even tell me that some voices, specifically stuff like Scottish, New York for sure, and Russian. You start doing that, it's hard to stop. It's too much fun.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna try to drop the Scottish accent right now and go back to my Jerseyness. It's
what would a Scottish guy from Jersey sound like?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, this is actually in Hank Azaria has said this as well in that voice actor documentary, and this is something that Mel Blanc, who voiced literally every single Looney Tune, he's one of if not the greatest voice actor to ever live. He would do impressions of Looney Tunes as specific Looney Tunes. Like, he would do like an impression of he would do Bugs Bunny doing an impression of Daffy. Like, as if that's what was happening in the episode to make fun of him. You have any fucking idea how hard that is?
Yeah.
You have any idea how hard that is? It's like you're doing two voices. You're doing what somebody would sound like as another person. That's insane. And Mel Blanc, that's something he did like effortlessly, which, you know,
it'd be like Al Pacino trying to like act like who's the guy who's like, who talks like this?
Christopher Walken.
Hey, yeah, Christopher Walken.
I played the gorilla in the Jungle Book. I want to be like you. I want to talk like you, walk like you, walk like you. God.
I knew it was you, Fredo.
My mother.
You broke my heart.
there you go.
I always thought Christopher Walken was pretty addicting too. I remember doing that impression for a while now.
His voice is very distinctive.
And it's low key. I don't know. If I had a friend like that, I'd be like, yo, can you talk normal? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, it's how I talk. What do you want me to do?
Oh my God. Tom Cruise, he gotta come out of the closet. Oh my God.
We gotta get the Scientology money, Tom Cruise.
He does sound a little like John Travolta, but we are fucking 8 minutes in. Sora.
Okay, yeah.
Sora.
So going back to the
final
trailer.
Smash Brothers DLC character, and that trailer, man. Whew.
Can I say though?
Yes.
I wasn't blown away by it.
Same.
Not the same as I was with Sephiroth. It was not as hype.
Right?
It was a very somber trailer, if anything.
Like, at first I thought it was fucking, like, bitter, and I'm like, no, it's just because, like, I don't know, I didn't play Kingdom Hearts growing up, so maybe that's part of what did it for me, but just compared to
for me,
I still think about Sephiroth's trailer. I still think about it. It's been a year, Dennis.
I still believe it is up there as far as the top 5 reveal trailers for fighters.
Absolutely.
I think one of the 5, in no particular order, but Sephiroth is definitely in the top. For me, in no particular order, it's his. I thought Joker's was hype because, at least for me, Persona 5 was a game that, like, this is all, based off personal preference because, like, these are games that I've fucking, like, been playing and also I grew up with. So, and plus, like, I freaking love Sephiroth. Like, when he first came on it, when I first even, like, saw him in a video game, which wasn't, funny enough, it was not actually Final Fantasy VII. It was actually in Kingdom Hearts. He was a secret boss in a couple of the games. And I remember they actually made their own version of his song "One Winged Angel." Like, they didn't reuse it. They literally, like, made a, maybe not particularly a new theme, but it was his theme. But they basically used their own sound design, like, thing with the music for "One Winged Angel," which I thought was, like, hype as fuck.
Yep.
And okay, so as far as this trailer, at least my thoughts on it. And it was only like a minute and a half anyway, so it wasn't really anything like, ooh, like, like Sephiroth's was. Because at the very least, this trailer had no fight gameplay with Sora. That came separate afterwards because we saw in Sephiroth's trailer, we got his reveal and then him kicking ass, like, throughout at least the trailer. And all we got, at least for this one, was just at least Sora being revealed. And I will say this, and this is coming from a pretty long time Kingdom Hearts fan. I know that this series has its very, very, very glaring flaws as far as plot goes. And I say it for everyone that as speaking on behalf of a lot of other Kingdom Hearts fans, we are very well aware that this story is shit. Maybe not shit, but it's like
Isn't the lore just too much?
It's real convoluted, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's the reason why I call it shit, because there is a difference between having labyrinthine lore and having lore that no matter how many times you read it makes even less sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's one of those. Like,
Absolutely.
You could have lore that's great and extensive and it's like real engaging. But once it crosses that threshold of where it's like one thing leads to 10,000 more, and then those 10,000 more leads to 1,000,000 other subjects.
Yeah.
It's just, after you cross that line is like where I just go, yeah, story don't matter. Or at the very least, trying to figure this out doesn't matter.
A lot of games are like that, man. Call of Duty Zombies is one. That's one of my favorite games ever. The lore to COD Zombies is ridiculous. It's literally, there are 6-hour videos on it on YouTube. I'm serious.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
So
at
that's
least
6
the
hours?
the longest one there is 6 hours. There are some 2-hour ones as well.
So a Kingdom Hearts lore video, I'll tell you right now, would be 18, and you still would have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh, you kidding?
That is how it is, like with Kingdom Hearts. And
I mean, you could literally fight like Sephiroth and Smash as Sora in Ultimate, but you can't do that shit in Kingdom Hearts 3. He didn't come back.
No.
No. Yeah, but honest to God, like, I get that. I still do want to play Kingdom Hearts eventually. I know it's such a time... I've never played it. I know it's such a time sink, and now they're releasing the trilogy for the Switch, so even though it's a cloud game, I'm probably still going to get it at some point, if I'm being honest. And see if I can... Because I've never played Kingdom Hearts, period. I know what it's about, obviously. I know what it is. But, like, still.
It's... I don't know if I should tell you.
What?
No, it's just because, like, this is definitely one of those games where, like, I made fun of myself and the game multiple times because this game's dialogue is just, it's nothing that is gonna be like Emmy or fucking Oscar worthy.
No, we talked about this on the show before. If Kingdom Hearts came out today, it would get memed onto shit.
It's like, darkness, darkness, light, light, darkness, friendship, darkness, darkness, light. My friends. The end. That's basically what Kingdom Hearts is. And
Riku, I've missed you. I've missed you so. Yo, Sora, look, I've got titties now. Look, do you see it? Excuse me, ma'am, we're having a moment.
Goofy! Why'd you have titties?
Honest to God, though, I will say above anything else, it feels so right.
To end it on Sora?
Yeah, it does. Like it or not, I mean, like he was not my first choice. He's who I had money on. I bet on Sora, so my prediction came true. But I'll get into this later, I guess. I mean, like, God, there's so much to dig into here, dude. There's so much to dig into here that, like, first of all, I'll say the only bad thing first, and this isn't even necessarily too much of a bad thing. The only thing that I was thinking about when that beautiful music was playing and the game was just like, is you know, all you need to, if this is your world, you unleash it, you create it, and you dive right in. Like, it's like Sora's in Smash. Fucking anything can happen as that beautiful Disney music was playing while he was flying around.
that was actually Yoko Shimomura. That was straight up Square Enix. Not Disney.
I'm sorry. It's just, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a collaborative effort from those two companies, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And all I was thinking about when he was flying there, like, above the whole, like, roster, is fuck.
I love that fucking music.
I do too, but all I was thinking to myself was, fuck. Disney's got its fucking name on this game now.
Oh,
that's what I was upset about. That's the only reason. I mean this. The only reason I did not want Sora. I did not want Disney anywhere.
Disney's paws.
Did not want them anywhere near my game. I did not want you anywhere. Like, fuck off. Get out of here.
Go to your corner. This is my corner.
But no, he's here. There's a little symbol of Mickey Mouse in a fucking Nintendo Smash Brothers trailer. It's there. With only 3 circles, they dominate the planet.
So you think this maybe perhaps
No,
lead
nothing's
to-
gonna happen. But
No. But like, I mean, you know, the very fact that we even like it only starts off small with like at least Nintendo and its collaborations. I mean, because Smash Brothers, at least like this is coming from a guy who doesn't play the game competitively. Again, guys,
Yeah.
I always have to put that as a disclaimer. This is just me as an outsider and just me being as like a video game fan in general. Like I'm just seeing like at least what I observe from. Like when Brawl first came out, we got 2 characters at least that were nowhere like that weren't exactly Nintendo properties at all. One of them being Snake from Metal Gear Solid, and then also Sonic, who I mean Sega did license their games through Nintendo, so I mean, you know, whatever. But like, because we had Sonic games on the GameCube as well.
Yeah.
But as far as those two's, we didn't exactly get any more Metal Gear Solid characters and Sonic, but at the very least for me, looking at it historically, that left the door open for basically Nintendo left the doors open saying, hey, if you got an iconic character, we're open to it at the very least.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We
Like,
knew fucking nothing, man.
Like, we didn't realize, that at least by the time of Smash Ultimate that we would be getting fucking like just a couple like thing, because like there's like 80 something characters now. Fucking Cloud. 89. Damn, they should have gone for the 90. Just to
I
keep
know,
it
like
even.
I thought the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like fuck.
Yeah. It's like just one more. Come
Like
on.
Sakurai's, I mean, he might not have to. We'll talk about this later, but he
Yeah.
might. As for the time being, Sakurai has to hold that L. Like,
Yeah.
nice job not getting a round number, asshole.
So
Should
we
have
got,
fucking thrown in Waluigi as like a pity. It's like a little pity toss just to get
I
that
still
90.
think take out PD Piranha or take out Piranha Plant and put in Waluigi.
I will never get over
Plant.
that. I will never
Like,
get over the fact
so-
that a Piranha Plant is put in the game and not fucking Waluigi. I will never get over that. That's so fucking stupid.
I know.
Whatever.
It really is like just one of those like it like really makes you think like did Sakurai just personally have it out for Waluigi fans?
I think
Maybe
he does.
Just hates Waluigi.
No, I think he
too.
does because there was a whole bunch of people on Twitter who were like trying to like literally boycott the dude and who were like, you know, like sending him like hateful messages and shit, like the Waluigi stands or whatever, like, you know, those fucking little nerdlet virgins. And honest to God, that might be the case. But Sakurai also really does love joke characters. Every Smash Brothers game does have the joke character. And they do eventually become staples. In 64, that was Jigglypuff. Melee, that was Pichu. Brawl, I think that was
Maybe
Rob.
I thought Wario might have been there.
Nah, Wario's legit, but, you
What-
know,
Was he like solid as far as like let's say the competitive scene went?
Wario was only really bad in Smash 4. In Brawl, he was really good. In
Oh.
Ultimate, he's very good. So, yeah, it was only in Smash 4 that he was low tier.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, no. But Piranha Plant is the most jokey joke
Yeah.
character I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, he really went the extra mile with that shit.
to troll to troll anybody that wanted basically Waluigi. And
Basically, yeah.
so as far as the characters that like, you know, we got that weren't Nintendo properties, essentially they were Final Fantasy. We got Cloud, Sephiroth. We got Joker from Persona 5. We got Castlevania was a Konami, I believe,
Yes.
a property, but we did get him through the NES for the first time. So,
Simon
I mean,
and Richter.
yeah. So I mean, you could technically say that he is kind of a Nintendo character, I guess.
Like a classic one, you know?
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far
But
as
like,
that goes, yeah.
but as far as like, yeah, we're talking classics like Mario and Zelda and Link. And
It's still
Bowser.
technically third party, though, because
Yeah,
Nintendo
so-
doesn't own him. So
Yeah. So I mean, on that, like even Mega Man too, like, you know, that's not fucking Nintendo, but that's why at least I think, especially now, now that Sora is in the game, and people, I don't know, are kind of like debating on whether or not like what the hell, like, I guess Sakurai and Nintendo are going to be doing now. And again, I'm saying this not exactly as a fan, just as an observer. I personally feel though, like just coming from a third person's perspective, I think honestly, and this is all based off of the video that me and David had watched prior, basically about a guy. This was before Sora came out. This guy's video, basically talking about the future of Smash and what might happen.
Yeah, I'll
and
put a
such.
link to that in the description. Is
Yeah.
Super Mario T made a really good video on what the future of Smash Brothers is, pretty much
Yeah.
after Ultimate. So
And
yeah.
it's about 19 minutes. Not exactly like too too long. Yeah, 20 minutes or so. But it's very well made, and I think it's also pretty well thought out. And personally, for me, I think that for one, and I'm saying this as a guy who has worked a good chunk of his life, and it's like there is a time and place for when you do need that rest.
Yeah.
And the man deserves a fucking vacation and then some for all the work he's put in. Him and his staff too.
Private island. Him and his wife just like ship him out. Like
him and his staff, like literally, they all deserve like fucking raises, promotions, and vacations. Literally, the whole lot of them. I don't know if they'd give it to them because it's Japan, but hopefully, like, I think that's at least what I would wish for them.
Well, Sakurai owns his company. Is the thing like he's like from like he owns Sora, which is ironically enough that is the name of his company as well. He founded his own studio, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Which I think he's going to. I mean, Smash has been this guy's life's work for like 10 plus years at this point. He hasn't worked on anything else in between Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. They literally started development on Ultimate right after Smash 4's DLC cycle was done. Literally right after, because they're like,
not even surprised.
Like, all right, this fucking console failed. So, like, we need a Smash game that won't fail, and it was this one. And not only was it that, they brought literally every character back, the resources, the manpower, the hours that it took to do something like that, and to add as many more characters as it did. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, after this trailer, man, it's like, first of all, poor Inkling. She's been staring at that, like, fiery Smash logo for, like, 3 years. Her eyes probably burning out of her sockets. Like, poor thing. And then, I think it was actually kind of symbolic. The way that they all became trophies again, especially after trophies were removed from Ultimate. It's just like, yeah, it's done. Time to go back to being like lifeless statues. And then I think Mario walking off of the podium was supposed to represent that sort of like childlike wonderment. Like, is there still any of it left? You know what I mean? Especially since he's walking back towards like the fire that fell on the ground after the Smash logo fizzled. It doesn't take a genius to like realize the symbolism in that. Like, oh, it's done. Like, oh, it's done here. Like, the DLC cycle's done. Like, is there any more of this, like, little childlike wonder left? And then he pulls Sora out, and it brought that out in so many people. It didn't do it to me, because I never played Kingdom Hearts, and because I'm a heartless fuck. And, but then again, I want to say that's true. But again, it's not. I still, like me and Dennis said earlier, I lost my fucking shit when Sephiroth was announced. Like, I still think about his trailer regularly, and it's been a year, so it's just because that one in particular was just hyper for me, not that Sora was amazing. Despite Sora not being my first choice and it feeling that way, it feels so incredibly fitting to have him be the last one. It's like this final huge, amazing endeavor to get this guy in who has been requested to be in Smash for, like, over...
I think...
fucking
more
like,
than
damn
anybody.
20 years at this point. People have been asking for him like to be in this fucking game, and here he is. Like he's finally getting his time in the sun with this one. So I think it's a perfect way to end it. And I honestly think these trailers have a lot more hidden symbolism than they appear. Like I was sort of going in a little bit there with like how like Mario stepping off of the trophy and him being the only one that came to life was supposed to be like symbolic of like holding like powering through like the bitterness of life to like see if we can hold on to that childlike wonderment. I'm probably talking out of my ass, but like I don't know. That's just how it sort of felt like. That's just sort of how like it felt like to me.
I could.
It felt like it was about holding on. You know what I mean?
And also, not to mention, like, the very fact that it was Sora, like, a character who, I mean, everyone's always, like, determined as far as, like, you got to be positive, we're gonna get through this and such, but, like, no one is more like that, annoyingly,
basically the
than
opposite
Sora.
of Cloud.
Yeah, than Sora. If anyone here has played the Kingdom Hearts games, everyone fucking knows how insufferable this little shit is. And I like considering like how much he talks about friendship, light, and darkness, and like, oh, we're gonna overcome things with positivity.
I
like,
miss my friends.
Like,
Why aren't Goofy and Donald here in Smash with me?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they might be as supports. I don't know. Maybe
no. That would be being sarcastic. It's because that money. Because that money. There's symbols on like the little. What is that level in like Hollow Bastion where like it shows like that little emblem of like all like the cast of like. All like the cast of Kingdom Hearts and stuff. The one with Sora and the one with Riku on the background and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Goofy and Donald are in 2 of those circles in the game. They're not in the one on the stage in Smash.
Oh.
Yeah, it's because they couldn't get that licensing money, dude. That's motherfucking
Yeah.
Goofy.
That was Square
That's
Enix
Donald
money.
motherfucking Duck. Dude, like, they're like, you want Donald motherfucking Duck in your game, even as just a background character? You're gonna need that money.
Money, yeah. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo could have paid, but
Not worth.
No, I know exactly, because it's like, I'm pretty sure Disney was trying to squeeze them. I always say, like, if you're dealing with a company that's obviously, because Disney is bigger than Nintendo, I will go on it, like, on the record to say that. Like, they obviously, like, when you're dealing with a bigger company, they're always going to find any way that they can to squeeze the shit out of you. Like, and it's just how it be when it comes to conducting business, especially with clearly entities that are bigger than you. And as far as, at least, okay, like, going back, I guess, to the trailer a bit, the music that they chose, especially, which I'm not surprised, because it is basically almost, I guess you could say, like, it is like the theme song of the entire series. It's the orchestral version of Simple and Clean. And I will go on the record and also say, like, I, like, unapologetically love the music from Kingdom Hearts. Yoko Shimomura literally knocks it out of the fucking park.
Fun fact.
Every fucking time.
Fun fact, has done a lot of the music for the Mario and Luigi RPG games.
Holy shit.
She has.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
And not to mention, too, she's also, I think, been... I don't know if she was on the team for Final Fantasy VII's remake as far as their music team, but I would not be surprised if she is, because I think Square Enix realized that, like, holy shit. Like, compared to, at least, Nobuo Uematsu, who was the guy who basically made a lot of the music, I believe, for Final Fantasy VII when it first came out. And around that time, like, obviously we couldn't get legitimate orchestras to play music for video games. It wasn't until, like, very much later on in video games, like, histories, that we actually got, like, fully set orchestras to make music. And but for her, though, like, I don't know, like, there's just something about, like, her music that, like, I still remember a lot of it way back when. I could never put a name on it until, like, maybe a little bit later in my life. And every time, like, I hear her music, whether it be within the game or even just, like, outside of it, like, on YouTube, like, it just brings up a whole wellspring of fucking emotions, like, in me. And there's, I don't know, like, she loves, like, I think her main motifs, especially after Game 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, has been the piano. And she, like, loves to, like, I'm not, guys, I'm no music major, but, like, just going off of at least what I've been feeling, like, the way that she, like, some songs, especially, like, the way that she uses the piano, really kind of almost just tells its own story in a way. And I mean, you could even say that most piano pieces, even way back when, or even to now, all kind of tell a story. You listen to Beethoven's Fifth, clearly it's not exactly the most clearest of tales, but at the same time, you could tell that it's almost telling a story of, like, anger, frustration, woe, and just a lot of, like, obviously negative feelings.
Yeah, it was about his disabilities, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and so at least for her, like, I'm not comparing Yoko Shimomura to fucking Beethoven, but at least she does she realizes, though, that a lot of characters in Kingdom Hearts, and David, this is also, like, just a sneak peek for you, like, as far as for when you go and play the game.
Yeah.
A lot of the music you'll realize that she makes for a lot of the bosses, especially towards, like, the final ones, all kind of have its own tone that almost also reflects on the story that they're trying to tell. Because oftentimes, like, because Kingdom Hearts is very much like a very binary sort of tale. It's always light versus darkness, and it's just always this eternal battle between those two things. And, as adults, really, like, hearing things like light and darkness make you want to roll your eyes to the back of your head and want to shoot yourself, because the way that they say it, at least in this series, is just so insufferable, because it's like the whole shtick of the series.
Yeah, it was the whole thing of the trailer, too. Like, Sora just bringing the light back to Smash Brothers. Like, hey, it's over, and
but
we're
not
all adults
really
now, too. But it's like, hey, I'm here. Like, who better to bring that last character wonderment to it? Which is why, even though Sora wasn't my first choice, I think he was the perfect choice to end it on. The perfect choice.
Yeah, I agree too, and I think even I had my own obviously picks for whoever the last fighter was gonna be. I still would have loved Waluigi and also Dante from Devil May Cry.
I would have hated
because
Dante.
I would have loved Dante because I also know that because the reason why I was thinking that is because at least when Devil May Cry 5 came out and how hype it was it was fucking generating, and people were actually restoring their faith in Capcom because Capcom by that time didn't make any good games aside from the Resident Evil franchise that they kind of revived with 7 and Biohazard and a few others, and plus the remix that we got later on. I'm still waiting on Mega Man, Capcom, you fucks. But as far as at least Devil May Cry, like this game when they came out was basically one that people thought they never thought we were going to see at all, because Capcom essentially decided to relegate another company to make a Devil May Cry game that, I don't know if David, if you know, was basically panned by fans because it basically was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't Dante. This isn't like who we wanted. This isn't our pizza loving, strawberry sundae loving demon hunter. This guy's just some edgy emo fuck who just basically like David, I know you never played Devil May Cry. I don't know if you ever will, but if the day ever comes that you ever decide to, like, play the original 3, never touch this one that I'm talking about, go on to 5. Oh, yeah, there's also 4 there too. This one in general, it's like if someone, let's say, saw Mario, right? And then Nintendo was like, okay, guys, we want you, let's say another company, to make a Mario game. And they basically took Mario and turned him into, like, this edgelord.
They just turned him into something he wasn't? Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah. And it really bothered the fans.
Worst.
And when Devil May Cry 5 was announced a couple years back, like, people just couldn't believe their shit as to what they were seeing. So that's why I at least thought, like, maybe, because, I mean, hey, fucking Mega Man is in Smash 4. So fuck, like
Dante could have been in the game. I mean, he got a meat costume, I believe.
Yeah.
Is what happened because he was
True,
requested.
yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, dude, Dante, he's so fucking broken in every fighting game he's in.
This is true.
And
we
really wanted to ruin another game. People are already calling, because Sora's like side B, it like auto locks on you. It has like some sort of Bayonetta like aerial afterburner kick. Like vibes. People are already like saying like, oh, like fitting that this game ends on Bayo too. It's like, it's like Bayonetta for straight people. Like, relax. And like, we don't know yet. He's not out yet in a couple of weeks, and I can think of worse characters I would want to be broken than Sora. But yeah. I mean, I guess you and I are both agreed that he wasn't our first, to end this conversation, I guess, that he wasn't our first choice, but he was more than fitting.
It was way
to be the last one.
Super appropriate, honestly, I thought.
And that
way
corporate ass that corporate ass but like dreamy magical way that Mario and Sora shake hands at the end, like, that's wallpaper worthy. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to make that shit my wallpaper if I'm being honest. But whatever, I'll get all basic.
I mean, it's not the first time that Square Enix and Nintendo have collabed though.
So many fucking Square Enix characters in this game. I think they have more guest characters in Ultimate than like anyone else.
Not even Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem's got plenty, though.
Fire Emblem's not a guest character, you dumb fuck. What are you talking
honestly,
about?
I view them as guest characters because, honestly,
Why?
I don't see Marth in the same, let's say, pedigree as, let's say, Mario and a lot of the original cast is.
But it's the Nintendo franchise.
I know that. But I'm saying, though, as far as, like, let's say, recognizability.
No, like, Fire Emblem's fucking huge now, dude.
No, I know it is huge, but that's why I'm saying, though, as far as, like, just overall recognizability, everyone knows fucking Mickey, but a lot of people don't know the cow characters. Like, I don't even remember half of them. Like, I know that they exist.
Clarabelle.
Yeah. I didn't even know her name. Literally. And I'm not comparing fucking Mario and Marth to, like, Mickey and Clarabelle, but, like, my whole point is that as far as the original, I'm talking the original 8.
Yeah.
When the first game first came out. Those, like Captain Falcon, like, as well. Like, I know that a lot of people, like, obviously grew up with F-Zero. I understand that. But when I first, let's say, when I first unlocked his character in the first game, I had no idea who the fuck he was. And that
he's more recognized through Smash than he is through his own franchise. At this
because F-Zero hasn't gotten a fucking game since, like, God knows when. I mean,
which
maybe
is
that'll
such a
change.
shame.
I know. 'Cause
Such a shame.
maybe that'll change since we got a new Metroid game. So
They've
maybe
said the reason that they don't want to do it is because they just don't know how they would make it different. And I think
because
there are
it's
a
like
lot
a
of ways
racing
that
game.
make a spin-off where you're actually just like bounty hunting people as Captain Falcon. He's a bounty hunter. Make like an M-rated F-Zero game where you just walk around like Mute City or some shit, just fucking hunting down criminals. That'd be badass as fuck.
I remember even that there was an anime that came out that basically
There was an F-Zero anime, yeah.
Yeah, and I still remember like that end scene where he fucking Falcon punches Captain Black, I think. Like he just explodes like in a galaxy-wide explosion. And look, it's the most Japanese thing out there, but it's like, at least for me, when I first I didn't watch the anime, but I remember seeing that scene just like off on a whim, because like I just remember my recommended just pointed it to me, and I was like, oh, okay, like what's this? And it was literally just Captain Falcon punching a dude like with a galaxy-wide explosion. And
Love it.
but I mean, but again, since we got a new Metroid game, since like the last one was like fucking God knows how many years ago, like maybe there is hope. I'm still holding out for a new Star Fox game, because I know Nintendo hates making the same games more than anybody, and I know that that is a very admirable thing.
No, that's literally what they did with Star Fox Zero.
Yeah, that's why. Like, so I don't know. Like, you know, but at least for Mario, they never want to be caught doing the same thing, though.
Oh,
like,
hell no. They care about him a lot more.
Yeah, like compared to the others, like at least Zelda's also up there with Mario too, as far as like how much they always want to break the mold and do something different. Yeah. But to be fair, at least Breath of the Wild is definitely a breath of fresh air as well, compared to a lot of the other compared to a lot of the other.
We found the Keyblade.
I'm gonna fuck you, Sora.
Why did you have to take it to like?
No, it's because I remember there was this one Let's Player who I was watching, and he just basically made Goofy like extra mean and just like really mean to Sora.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, oh, I'm gonna fuck your son, Sora.
Jesus.
Yeah. So as far as Zelda is concerned, like Breath of the Wild is definitely like the biggest departure from a lot of the classic Zelda titles that we know of today. And it was definitely one of the few times where Nintendo really when Nintendo tries to do something new, there's like scales to it. This was like on a scale 5 of trying to do something different.
Did you know that Breath of the Wild has sold more games than every other Zelda game combined?
I could believe that.
Did you know that?
No, but I can believe it.
Yep.
Yeah. And
that's how big the Switch was, man.
Wasn't it a launch title too? Believe it or not.
Yes.
That is, I would even go on to say that not that it like was the reason why the Switch did so well, but the very fact that the Switch's launch was the biggest success as it was because of Breath of the Wild. If Nintendo had no big because Breath of the Wild is a AAA game. If they had no AAA titles to launch with that fucking game, or with that console, not that I think it would have basically never, like, took off, but it would have been a very rocky start, because we're seeing what happens when you launch a new console without a big launch title in the Xbox Series X and S.
Lol.
Because literally that fucking system has nothing. I don't know what the fuck it has. I really don't. Like, I don't know... like if there is any at all, aside from Halo Infinite, which, David, I know you're not a Halo fan. This game was literally supposed to ship with the motherfucking game, and it got delayed to this year in December, and they are not going to delay it again. I'll tell you what, because they cannot afford to, because this game is going to be the only thing that dictates whether or not that this console that they have, Xbox Series X and S, is even, I'm just gonna call it Xbox Series Sex. It's like the only thing that is gonna dictate whether or not this thing's gonna even stay in the race. Because PS5 has got what? Chapter 2 of Final Fantasy VII remake coming out.
Yeah. They
got that and a bunch of other shit that I don't know of. But like, you know, that's at least the one that I'm excited for.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot in there that has its stuff on the radar for sure, like the new Ratchet and Clank game and stuff that I heard the new Ratchet and Clank game was incredible. What else? But
anything to add on to like what I said before?
What you were talking about with all that. I mean, as far as like the console wars go, I mean, which I did not think we were going to talk about the console wars today.
Not as like actual incels about it, but just at least as observers like looking at it, like especially with the Switch OLED coming out and everything. And
Well.
I think the Breath of the Wild I say the Breath of the Child once, and I kind of like I caught myself. I'm like, oh no, I can't say that. But
They're just trying to like get Nintendo's trying to get like the Switch to surpass the they're trying to get it to surpass the Wii. Whether it's going to surpass the PlayStation 2 depends on how long the Switch stays out. And this is part of the reason, and I guess I'll use this to eventually segue into this discussion of what the future of Smash is going to be. I did not think it was going to be this late that we were going to talk about this, but I'm down to keep going. I don't care. But yeah, like the Switch is not average for consoles.
No.
They say it's on like only or barely even halfway through its lifespan right now. Like, the Switch is gonna, like, they want the Switch to, like, go on for a little bit longer. Like, it's not on the same, it's literally not even, people have always said forever that the Switch is not on the same, like, wavelength as far as the console wars go, because it's really just the PlayStation and Xbox that compete with each other now. Like, the Switch has always really been in its own lane, Nintendo's always been in their own lane, and now, market-wise, they're in their own lane as well, because they're not even releasing new consoles around the same time anymore. They're like, the Switch is gonna go on longer than, like, the normal console lifespan. They've said that. So, yeah, I mean, Microsoft bought Bethesda still. I don't that's the only thing that I can think that would maybe do anything, but it hasn't yet. So they're gonna have to be some pretty banger releases with that. I don't even know anybody that has an Xbox Series X. I'm not gonna lie.
No, call it David. The Xbox Series X.
The Xbox Series X. My mistake. Most of them would refer to the PS dies. The PS dies. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm even fucking thinking about getting it at this point because it's like I want to play the new remake, but it's like also like I also don't want to buy it for PC. That's why I'm like I don't really need the PS5.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for them to put. I'm still waiting for them to put Final Fantasy VII remake on PC. Dude, I'm waiting.
I am gonna cream when that happens. Like. Because, again, David, we said it before. It's only a matter of time. But it's not going to be until after they finish the whole trilogy. I think it's going to be a trilogy. I don't know.
That game's not going to come out for years.
I know. That's why like I'm really thinking.
Well, actually, I have a feeling that game might come out a little bit sooner than the other ones just because they at least have all the models and shit. It's not like they're building everything from scratch. You know what I mean? It's like they're building new things from scratch because it jumped from the PS4 to the PS5, so it is an upgrade. But at the same time, they at least have more resources to work with. But it's a fucking Nomura game, so it's knowing that it's probably going to take it forever for that to come out. But you know,
and not to mention too, PC ports they take a lot longer than people think, and especially with the.
I'm gonna need to get a new graphics card to play fucking Final Fantasy.
What do you mean? Your 3070 will be fine.
I'm gonna have to buy one from some fucking whack ass fucking crypto miner.
That's probably had it running since like 2019, probably.
Oh, fucking asshole. I hope your stupid whack ass coin drops to like -50.
And again, I still feel it's just only a matter of time.
Yeah. But yeah, I have I want to get into this conversation before it's too late. Because this is another one of the main things that we even watched that video before. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Solid Snake. Mega Man. Sonic. Pac-Man. Simon Belmont. Bayonetta.
We just naming characters that are not like non-Nintendo characters.
Sephiroth. Ryu. Sora. The big one here. Where does Smash Brothers go from here?
Okay, you start because I have my own thoughts on this.
This is the thickest, meatiest, most. This girl has fucking love handles, question, or guy, depending on that's what you're into. If you like guy love handles.
She also has love handles. Big hand spank marks on her ass too. Like she's been around.
She's been through the ringer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She makes so much money.
Oh yeah.
You already know. These companies they yar har, they set sail, matey. They This is the thing, man. This is such a fucking loaded question to the point where I had to watch this video. It's a video from a guy called Super Mario T. Made it about 3 months ago. We talked about this a little earlier in the episode. We're going to put that video link down in the description. It's a really good video. I highly recommend you watch it because this guy actually had some pretty good insight as to, or just what he thinks the future of Smash might be. And I completely agree with him in the sense that I think there's only 3 ways it could possibly go. Only 3 ways that Smash could possibly go in a variety of ways. And I want to talk about each one in depth if I can.
Yeah.
The first one is that eventually, 5-10 years down the line, more likely,
We'll get a Smash 5.
we will get a new Smash Brothers game. Whether it's from Sakurai or not remains to be seen. I think Sakurai's a psychopath. I think he might, honest to God, make another Smash game if he feels like he wants to push that limit even fucking further and make even more new content with Smash and bring every character back again. But he has done interviews before where he said he thinks a game like Ultimate can only happen once. So there's a chance it might not happen again. And there's a chance that this time it might really be Sakurai's coup de grace like he said it would be since Melee. Except this time it's legit. He's pushed the boundaries of this series so far. We felt this way about Smash 4. We were literally like, how the fuck can he top this? We were literally like, how the fuck can he top this? And he topped it and then some with Ultimate, man. Like, my God.
Also, Ultimate is already Smash 5.
Basically,
Technically, on the number scale. So Smash,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're going on the classic number scale.
Unless you're one of those guys who says it's Smash 6 because, technically Smash 4 is the 3DS one and Smash 5 is the Wii U. Like, it's the same fucking game. It's literally the same game, you asshole.
The port that caught, that was on fire for a while. Not fire, as in, it's like, holy shit, this game's shit. But,
Smash 3DS was pretty fuego for a month until the fucking Wii U one came out.
I'll even admit.
And then all of a sudden you look at that guy who plays it on the 3DS weird, he uses it as controller at the tournament. It's like, really, asshole?
I literally remember buying that game, and I was excited too. It was like, fucking hype as shit. Smash Brothers on 3DS. It was
and it had different content than the Wii U one. It had its own stages and shit and different modes and whatever. But they were both Smash 4. And then there's number 2, which is, I think. And I'm at debate with this between number 3. This personally might think, this is what I would want. They keep adding to Ultimate on later consoles later on. Next console, if it's a new Switch or if it's the new console Nintendo comes out, they release Smash Ultimate Plus. With new characters again, new modes in it, or
so adding on to the 89 that they already have.
Exactly, bringing back the few amount of stages that they didn't bring back to Ultimate. Actually putting a decent story mode in the game, with full cutscenes, subspace and everything, just so they could justify selling the same game again, like that. Essentially making Smash Ultimate the franchise's GTA 5. Basically having that be what Smash Ultimate becomes. I think as far as Sakurai's career goes, I think that's what he should do. I think that would give him time to work on other things as well as not giving up the legacy of Smash just yet before he inevitably passes the torch to somebody else. Or, and this is the third one here, speaking of passing the torch to somebody else, and this very well might be what happens when that eventually happens, because the man's gonna retire eventually. I hope he doesn't drop dead at his fucking desk. While he's making the game. I want him to relax. I hope this is his last Smash game, if I'm being completely honest. I really do. The third option here is to soft or hard reboot the franchise completely to make it more modern. And what I mean by that is essentially reboot the franchise in a new way, have the mechanics be completely different than anything you've done before, and more importantly have the characters fight completely different to update their movesets a little bit. Mario's moveset hasn't been updated since Brawl, DK's since Melee, all this sort of stuff. It's their movesets have been the same, and that'd be weird because we've gotten to know the characters in Smash as they've been for as long as they have. But maybe throw in something from Galaxy for Mario, or make him actually use Cappy in his moveset and stuff. Let Yoshi use Yarn in his moveset or some shit. Fox to be able to actually maybe pilot a Landmaster. All these different kind of stuff to update what the characters have become now. All the new characters are little modern renditions of what they are. Forgive me if I sound a little stuffy, by the way. I am recovering from being sick, so I probably sound a little nasal. I hear it in my voice now, and it actually sounds disgusting. But whatever.
You sound fine to me, at least.
Thank you, brother.
Hey.
My
Okay.
resonance carries me. And yeah, and essentially just to update the franchise by completely overhauling everybody's moveset, sort of cutting the fat of Smash, getting rid of a lot of like the older characters, like I don't know, get rid of like half the Fire Emblem characters, half the Mario characters and stuff like that. You know, like literally just having the core. We got Mario, we got DK, we got Link, we have Sonic, we have Mega Man, we have Pac-Man. Just all like the sort of protagonists or the really main characters of the franchises, and just reboot it as like it's sort of like a new kind of thing. Here's the thing: a lot of competitive players would actually like that a lot. Not just because it would give a fresh take on the series, but a lot of people, more and more as it goes on, have become aware that the more characters you have in a fighting game, there's 89 in Ultimate, people. 89.
Yeah.
Some of those characters are just gonna be fucking lame. And if they're not,
just
you're
clones.
lying to yourself. Not even that. They're not clones. A lot of them are not clones. That's the thing. The only clones in the game really are like Echo Fighters. By lame, I don't mean like aesthetically lame. I'm talking about lame as in they're just boring as fuck to fight. Like some of them are just really campy. Some of them are just like really like encourage like non-interaction, which a lot of people don't like. Some people do, but like some people don't enjoy watching that. That can affect the longevity of a game and stuff like that. That's a whole different discussion. But Pac-Man, as amazing of him being in the game as he is everything that is wrong with Smash Bros. Ultimate as a game. Fuck that character. He's so annoying to fight. He literally spawns a wall that forces you to not interact with him and play the game at his pace. And the character's literally top tier because of it. And, you know, Pac-Man, I don't want him to not be in the game. I'd rather him be in the game. But at the same time, it's just like, fuck, he's lame. It's like not every character is going to play the way that you want. So a lot of competitive players would like that because some characters are more like fundamentally rewarding to play. Cloud is one of them. Like to play Cloud at high level is not easy. He really does require you to have a deep understanding of the game. And then there are other characters like Rob, which are kind of brain dead. You know, the way that he's able to just constantly like be in advantage as soon as the game like starts 3, 2, 1, go. He throws out his gyro and you have to respect his neutral as soon as the fucking screen says go. That's not even a meme. But, like, it's stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like balancing the game is one thing. Ultimate is insanely balanced, but to create that balance in a fighting game means some of the characters are going to be kind of annoying to fight. And that's a personal problem. You know what I mean? I mean, that's part of the reason that, you know, some people say Smash is not intended to be competitive. So a lot of competitive players would actually like that. I personally, maybe because I don't really compete in Smash anymore, I think it'd be kind of lame. I think a lot of people would be really upset to, like, buy a new Smash game where like
And have
more
less
than
characters.
more than half the roster is gone,
Yeah.
and they're paying like $60 for it.
I got my own thoughts on that as well.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm more so on number 2, where like just keep adding to Ultimate.
Yeah.
Just keep adding to Ultimate. Re-release, port Ultimate to the next console, and just keep adding shit to it. You know what I mean?
I agree with that as well because I also think one thing about as David got the sniffles over there.
Yeah.
One thing
I'm gonna blow these nostrils real
quick. All right. So while David's over there blowing his snot out,
I can hear you by the way.
yeah. I personally feel also that the one thing that how do I say this?
Holy hell! I think I saw a chunk of my brain. Christ.
I personally feel that one of the greatest appeals about Super Smash Brothers in general was the fact that you saw, like, it went from just obviously the first game where it was essentially the greatest of the Nintendo characters that we knew of at the time to now like the greatest of a lot of franchises outside of Nintendo as well.
Franchise as a whole is just a giant love letter to gaming now, rather than just Nintendo.
This game has become far bigger than it ever was conceived of being. And a couple of other things. This game, as David so eloquently put it, as David's jerking off over there.
That was hand sanitizer. It's at the bottom of the fucking... It's at the bottom of, like, the barrel of the hand sanitizer. I gotta give it a little more love to get it out. I'm sorry.
So, this game...
I'm not even getting that much.
Sounds like my nut from last night. This game has
It does.
has made so much money for Nintendo. I don't know exactly how much per se, but I'd like to believe
Let's
that it was
find out.
like quarterly wise. I guarantee you, people will be buying Sora if they haven't already gotten the pass already for this season. They will be buying up Sora like fucking hotcakes.
23.84 million units. Multiply that by $60, which is what the game typically goes for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I'm nervous to look at this number. This is going to be a big, thick number.
How much we talking?
23.84 times 60 is 1430.4. So to translate that to like the millions, I'm bad at math.
Okay, but sales.
sorry.
No. Sales of the game is one thing, but also DLC is nowadays, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Oh yeah, that doesn't even include the DLC too.
Yeah, like DLC is also what nowadays keeps a game alive. And a lot of companies, it took a while for a lot of companies to kind of realize like how they should do DLC. For Smash, they never said that at least this game will be ever finished until now. If you know what I mean? Like they always basically left that door open saying that, yeah, we're always going to be adding new fighters. We're always going to be adding in new stages. We're always going to be adding in new music. Smash is not a live service game. But yeah, thank God it's not. But
that's in the fucking billions, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
yeah, and that's why, like, you know, Nintendo, I think they're not gonna, like, I'm pretty sure that board of directors is not gonna be sitting idly after Sora comes out, because I bet you the president, forgot his name, but he looks kind of like a mean guy compared to Iwata.
Furukawa, I think.
Yeah, he don't really look like a nice guy compared to you.
No, he looks like he has never touched a video game in his entire fucking life.
And like, which I mean,
How are you making me money?
we want to make a game. Okay.
Shuntaro Furukawa. Yeah.
There we go.
Like this guy literally, look at this fucking dude. He literally looks like he has never touched a video game as long as he lived. He looks like my grandfather if my grandfather was Asian.
This guy looks as if he taught at a Japanese high school and probably doled out corporal punishment to the students, because, you know, East Asian schools do that. But I mean, at least back in the day, I don't know about too much right now. But
God fucking damn, I miss Iwata.
Off topic, because I miss him too, because like he was probably one of the few like straightly wholesome presidents that I've ever seen in my life. Maybe compared to Reggie too, but you know, like, Reggie was a meme more than Iwata was, so, you know.
That's the thing. Like,
And as far as like my thoughts as to like the future, I don't think Nintendo's gonna be sitting on their laurels after Sora drops, because I'm pretty sure they also know. I know most corporate fucks are heartless, and it really is, like, it's not really nation bound anywhere. Like, it, like, business is business like everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure these are the same people who like keep shutting down like Project Plus tournaments.
Yeah.
And stuff. Because they're just like, oh, you're making Mario look bad. He's not supposed to move like that. You know, like, it's like, all right, you know.
And these guys are always the ones that want to keep the ball rolling all the time. So I'm pretty sure Furukawa plus his board of directors are probably going to go up to Sakurai. And they probably already asked him too. And Sakurai probably doesn't have an answer for them right now, because I think he's also very adamant that, like, at least for now, like, Sakurai does not want to fucking see another Smash.
Real quick. Real quick. Here's a fun fact for you. Satoru Iwata announced Brawl before Sakurai knew it was a thing.
The fuck?
I'm dead serious. It's such a fucking funny story. Like, it's such a funny story. I think it was supposed to be at, like, an E3 or whatnot. They didn't have, like, the title for it or anything. This was just like, there will be a new Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Revolution. And Sakurai straight up was like, wait, what?
The fuck we will? Like, what?
Literally, that's what happened. And then Iwata came up to him. It's like, Masahiro, can I talk to you for a second, please? No, and then he literally said Iwata begged him to make this game. Like, please make a new Smash Brothers for the Wii. If you don't, it's probably going to be the end of the franchise. And like, and Sakurai said, he's like, okay, that I did not want to have happen. And so that's why, like, he probably was going to make one for the Wii eventually, but he was just like, maybe he just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
Emblematic of the fact that Brawl was rushed towards the end. Yeah, so,
That's true.
but yeah, it's just funny. I had to bring that story up because you're talking about that happening again.
Yeah.
Basically, or something like it.
I think, like, Sakurai's probably,
Masahiro, can I talk to you for a second, please?
it's like, hey, yeah, so congratulations, you know, for finishing Smash Ultimate. And, like, Sakurai's like,
Billions
it
of
was
dollars in our pockets.
yeah.
You lined up. Thank you.
Yeah, it was like, it was a good year.
It was a good 3.5 years.
Like, and Furukawa probably just like puts his arm around his shoulder. It's like, listen, puts his hand on his chest as well. Listen,
Masi, my boy.
Saki.
Oh, can I call you Masahiro? Can I call you Sak?
God, if they talked like American.
Imagine. I prefer Masahiro.
Like, business is its own language. And
Yeah.
I guarantee that whole, whether or not it'd be the board or the president, they probably have already gone to Sakurai and told him straight up that, what are you going to do next? Not even asking him, like, oh, where are you planning on going for vacation? It's like, it's like, you know, not even where you planning on going for vacation for the next, like, year and a half. It's like, you know, what are you going to do next? It's like, Sakurai, I'm pretty sure probably told him, like, it's like probably this close to just flipping him off. I don't know, maybe not. I'm only saying that, I'm only projecting myself.
You made me put Minecraft Steve, you fucks.
Like, I'm only just
I think
saying
I wanted him in my game.
as if I was him, truthfully. And the thing is, too, this is also has to do with Japanese work culture. When they have a vacation, it's very not that often.
Yeah.
It's not that often that these guys get even a decent vacation.
Sakurai jumps from
And-
project to project.
Yeah. And not to mention, it could be also a variety of things, too. Maybe that if Sakurai does say no, that I don't want to be a part of the Smash team, find another guy, or at least I'll fucking basically train a guy or whatever. I'm pretty sure, like,
torch to. Yeah,
I know,
you'd have
that's
to
the
train
thing.
somebody.
Like for Sakurai, this game was his baby. It really is. Like, just saying it in layman's terms, like, this game was his straight up 3.5-year-old baby.
He created the most. What's the word I'm looking for? Not
You call it robust.
Not robust. Not was it enthusiastic? Aspiring. Not aspiring. What is the word I'm looking for?
Inspired?
No, not inspired. It's like I can't think of the fucking word for it. It's like the word where, like, you're just, like, you know, trying to, like, I don't know, like, reach for something. It's not coming to mind right now, but he created.
I
like,
think I know what
literally yeah, you know what the word
Yeah,
is. It's like
yeah,
he created literally the top selling and the biggest. Ambitious. That's
Yeah,
the
there
fucking
we
word.
go.
Yay!
There we
I
go,
knew
yes.
it was with an A. I learned.
Yeah.
I Englished. Yay!
David knew his words today.
It took him a while, but
He got there.
he got there.
Slow
Good.
and steady won the race, you know what I mean?
A little bit of his general stupidity coming out.
It's like Rocky from frickin' SpongeBob. Remember, like fucking Patrick, like, thing is like, don't worry, Rocky, you get there when you get there. Pats him.
That's okay. Take your time.
But yeah,
And
keep
the
going.
winner is Rocky. Go! Go! It sucks. Patrick is like the worst in the game in Nick All Stars, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
keep going.
yeah, ambitious. It's literally the most ambitious crossover game ever made.
Yep.
And Smash 4 already was. Smash 4 already was that. He could have essentially sat back and be like, I made the most ambitious fighting game ever made. Nah, I'm gonna make another most ambitious fighting game ever made. Because that fucking console failed. If anything, maybe if the Wii U didn't fail, we wouldn't have gotten a new Smash game so soon. I feel like Ultimate would have came out a lot later, probably, and then who knows, maybe Sakurai wouldn't even have made it. But the
can
point
agree
is,
with
it did. So they started making Ultimate immediately afterwards because the Wii U flopped. And, yeah, now he created the most ambitious crossover fighting game ever made. It's like, you gotta pass that torch to somebody? Fuck. Who?
That's only one possibility, because I do agree. Who
He just dumps it all on his wife.
Oh, dude. And his wife will probably stab him in his sleep.
Like, the fuck, you're gonna put this on me?
But that's one possibility. Because, yeah, it would be a monumental task. Not only just, let's say, being the new, let's say, head of the project for Smash Ultimate. if they do decide to continue with it, or let's say if they decide, okay, we're gonna be basically putting all these 89 fighters in this new game, and we're gonna be putting double the fighters, so it's gonna be 198 fucking fighters in the game.
The amount of people that would fucking... I mean, the casual audience would love that, but holy fuck, the competitive Smash community would lose their minds. Be like, that, you know how many matchups that is?
Yeah.
That's not possible to know.
And the thing is too, and I don't like to really compare like apples and oranges over here. Just at least this is how I view it. But going off of, let's say, like a game that I am kind of at least fairly well versed in, let's say as far as card games, Yu-Gi-Oh. That game has been around since 2002. That game has gone through fucking at least 6 to 7 iterations in terms of like new mechanics that they introduced into the game.
Yeah.
Whole new formats as well that basically changed the landscape of the game as well. And there are so many fucking cards, so many archetypes, so many decks in this fucking game that literally people have like kind of like did feel that in terms of like, you know, there's so much shit that I gotta fucking worry about now, especially in terms of like as far as the meta is concerned, like what card does what, does this counter this, is this a good matchup? Everyone's gotta like at least think of all these things. And at least for Yu-Gi-Oh though, compared to let's say Smash Brothers, and I know it's apples and oranges, but this is just something at least that I'm using to kind of at least compare the two. Yu-Gi-Oh at least their meta has always changed. For Smash Brothers, it doesn't seem as if there is a meta anymore. At the very least, like Ultimate made a lot of fighters, from what I've seen, a lot of fighters that weren't viable were then turned viable within this game.
Yeah,
and
MKLeo's been winning tournaments with Byleth, and that is a character that is not generally considered to be good.
There. And so, though, Smash, again, they also had that third route where they're going to streamline the game and then just essentially make it a reboot of the series. But the thing is that I can't see them doing that because one of the main pieces of attraction of Smash Brothers is the fact that there is so many fucking characters.
Exactly.
And I'm speaking strictly too as a casual as well. I'm not part of your guys' competitive scene. And this is why I'm saying also casuals will always at least beat the competitive players, in the sense that the casuals are the ones that the company always looks to first before anybody else. Because that's the crowd that's gonna get them money, more than you guys really. And I'm not saying that like, oh, like you guys aren't gonna buy the game or whatever, but it's just like at least there is a more bigger casual crowd than there is a competitive crowd for this game. A lot of people don't play Smash to fucking literally destroy their opponents and point and laugh at them at competitions.
Some people just do it to beat their little brother.
Yeah. Or their father. I don't know. Like, it's like, dad.
Or their father, their significant other, you know, just playing at parties and stuff.
It's like, guess who's going to do the dishes now, bitch? Like, it's like telling it to his dad.
Settle it and Smash.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, well, you're playing Rob today, Dad? Oh, I guess I'm just going to whip out Link and kick your ass in the next 3 stocks. But, like
that, yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the casual crowd goes, for you competitive guys, you're shit out of luck, because I could definitely, given a break, because the man needs it, and my God, his staff as well fucking need it, because this is a huge ass game, and I don't know how many fucking people are within that project. Like, as far as the team goes, probably in the hundreds, I'm already assuming.
Probably more.
Maybe even more, yeah. And they need a break. Fuck yeah, they need a break. Like, some people, like, as far as within the game industry, some of them don't even get breaks. And in terms of also being a Japanese work culture type of environment, these people probably don't even get vacations that often either. They probably don't even know what a fucking vacation is.
This is an industry where, like, Americans crunch their employees really hard.
Yeah.
And Sakurai doesn't give me those kind of vibes, but it is definitely a big part of, like, Japanese work culture to, like, really always, you know, like, go ham in that kind of sense, you know?
And who knows if Sakurai is like that. But my point is that they could easily double those numbers. They could easily double 89 to 198 if they wanted to. Easily.
Who would they even add?
Dude, the thing is, though, the fact of the matter is, like, we thought that too. But really, the sky's the limit now at this point.
I guess, but now I'm like, fuck.
Maybe it won't be 198, but like I could clearly see them making a 100th fighter. Do you know how hyped that would fucking be?
Like whoever the 100th Smash fighter, yeah.
Yeah. That would be fucking hype. They are all like, look, I should be a part of Nintendo's board of directors. Like, they are all probably thinking this. They're all probably thinking this because they also know that, like, the mouth breathers that Smash fans are, like, they will literally eat this shit up like fucking vanilla ice cream with sprinkles. They know this, and it's the reason why that I know for a fact they're not gonna rest for too long. I could easily see them at least. Not within, like, at least a year or two, but I could definitely see them at least, like, maybe a couple years down the line, give Sakurai a break, let him at least enjoy his fucking life for a while, before if they decide to ask him to come back, or if Sakurai's already promised him that they'll come back, and, like, let me just enjoy my fucking life for at least a year and a half of it before, like, I drop dead again for another project. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, whatever the deal was that they made, because I'm pretty sure they already made a deal. Again, I'm not. This is all hearsay, but this is at least just going off of how I feel about it. Like, they're gonna let him have a break, and when he comes back, whether it be him or someone else, like, I don't know. Like, it's also weird because it's like, you know, we know Sakurai, we know Miyamoto, but, like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, a lot of, like, up and coming developers that we don't know of because,
of course,
like, and that's why, like, I'm wondering, like, you know, Sakurai probably is gonna, like, go and find some young blood. And, like, some new blood to kind of either add to the team or maybe have him as an understudy, because sometimes developers do that.
If he has an understudy, he probably already has one.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
And Sakurai probably also, like, probably thought about this a lot too, because, like, I mean, he had health problems and shit during the development of this game, and this was even after the game came out. Like, this dude hasn't stopped working in a day of his life, essentially. And I guarantee you, he probably has already predicted that I might die from exhaustion alone, if anything. He's like pushing 60 now, I think.
I think he is.
Yeah. And he probably understands that, like, if I die...
not even. He's 51.
He's 51. Okay, all right. Not too bad. But, you know, the very
Shigeru Miyamoto's pushing 70.
Thing is, though, he still looks alright.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
that's what that good money does.
Yeah, he doesn't look like what a traditional 70-year-old would look like over here.
Yeah, exactly.
70-year-olds over here look as if they're like that one scene from Indiana Jones 3 when the fucking guy, like, literally sips from the wrong cup by accident and his eyes get sunken in. He gets all that fucking tea they drink over there. But keeps them young. But that's also what kind of money does for you. I mean, the thing is, too, like, Sakurai probably knows, like, he made a good chunk of change. He made a good chunk of change off of fucking Smash Brothers. And I'm not saying that he's exactly a holistically greedy person. But when you've made money like
his
that...
net worth is $10 million.
10 million, okay. So when you've made...
It's not even as much as it should be.
No, yeah, of course.
Frank. I mean, it makes you think of how much of that money just goes straight to Nintendo.
Yeah. And which is, you know, kind of a shame. But at least for a Japanese video game developer like him, 10 million is, like, almost unheard of for them, though. Compared to companies over here, like, at least like game companies that we know over here, excluding, like, Japanese-based ones, like, their profit margins are huge. And who knows, maybe even the amount of money they make over here in the States is even less than they do over there in Japan, maybe vice versa. But the fact of the matter is that for Sakurai, this is the most money that I would even go on to say that maybe the most money historically any Japanese video game developer has ever made.
I don't know about that.
Maybe Miyamoto, but at least in recent times, though,
off of one game, maybe.
But in recent times, though, is there really anyone else who's up there with this guy? Not really. I mean, Miyamoto hasn't really. I mean, I don't know. He's still helping out with fucking Breath of the Wild 2, ain't he?
I don't know how much involvement he has. He's sort of just the supreme kahuna where, like, literally, like, he just okays shit. Like, to be in certain... I'm serious, where he literally just okays shit.
I can see that.
No, his net worth is $40 million.
Understandable. He is Miyamoto. Everyone that fucking knows him.
Yes.
He was probably in that fucking boardroom meeting when they were getting the Mario movie made. I guarantee you, he was probably sitting there with his arms crossed, like, these stupid fucking Americans are trying to fuck us over.
No, it's Fujibayashi who really, like, does most of the stuff with Zelda nowadays. He was the director for Breath of the Wild.
Okay, and But the thing is, though...
And also Iji
And-
Aonuma.
Okay, yeah, that is true. The fact of the matter is, no game in Nintendo's entire library has ever reached the peak. Maybe outside of certain Mario games, but nothing has ever reached the fucking stratosphere as it has with this game. And again, I'm saying this all as an observer too. And from what I'm seeing, I don't think the train's stopping. At the very least, it's not stopping.
They're
for
never
long.
gonna stop making Smash. We know that.
No. But as far as like this game itself, though, like going because like the next game is just gonna be Smash Ultimate plus everything else that this game's gonna give it. And
I don't know
What-
about that though. That's the thing. What if they what if they can't do that? What if they don't have the resource? I mean, well,
dude, come on, it's Nintendo.
yes, but maybe they'll do both. Maybe they'll do both of what like number 2 and number 3 was for me. Maybe they'll like continue like with Ultimate Plus and they will bring every character back, but they will rehash all their movesets completely. Maybe they will go that super duper crazy extra mile, which they seem to do with each game. I just hope it's not Sakurai to be the one to do it. But the thing is, I can definitely see him doing it again. I can see him doing it again. I can see him making another Smash game.
Dude's a fucking masochist.
Exactly, yeah, you know, like, there will never be another Kid Icarus.
This guy probably doesn't even know what pussy looks like. I'm not even saying that to be mean though.
And
but
he's
it's
got
like-
a wife.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like this guy literally breathes, eats, and sleeps fucking Smash Brothers. Like I don't even know if this guy's even seen his wife's pussy until maybe tonight. I don't know because like the game's development's essentially over. I mean, they're probably gonna.
No, he
obviously-
probably had, real talk, Masahiro Sakurai probably fucked his wife in his office. And
She
the
might
reason,
have probably
I
given
say
him-
this is because like she's the UI designer for Smash. Like
Ooh, that is
she
true.
makes
I
the
forgot
menu.
about
She
that.
makes the menus and the aesthetics and stuff like that, like as to how the game like looks on like the.
Oh, they
select
probably
screen.
fucked in office.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had to. They had to. If I
Because
was
God
like,
knows he wouldn't have had the time otherwise. I mean,
if I was one of his staff walking in on them like having sex, like you know, I would never report that shit. But it's just also like, hey, yo, man, I completely get it. I completely get it.
like
You got
I get it, guys. You guys
Yeah,
work
it's like-
hard.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll just close this and close
You
the
got to
blinds.
play
You guys-
harder. You feel me?
He's
Like,
like, yeah, he's like, y'all have fun. Just you know, maybe not have like a fifth child. You know what I mean? Just like you know, just you know, wrap your shaft. You know all that. It's all right, but just close the door behind me and just let him keep going at it. Like, dude, I mean, the thing is though, like most projects when it comes to video games, it's like usually, actually, no, I have nothing to base this off of, but at the very least, like, nothing has ever been as long as this game. Like
3.5 years, I think, was the full, not even the full development cycle for this game. Like, Smash Brothers Ultimate's development started immediately after Smash 4's DLC cycle was done. So that was like in late 2015, early 2016 that the game started in development. So the base game was basically worked on for like 2.5 years, is that they got it to where it is. And then the DLC cycle continued from December of 2018 up to now.
so about 5 years then.
Essentially, yes.
Essentially going from development cycle to even now. Like that's basically
That
5
is
years.
longer than the other ones too, because Brawl was only in development for I think like 3 years. Melee came out very soon after Smash 64 did. There was like there was like a 2-year like span between those fucking games.
They really jumped on the new technology that GameCube was offering. They really jumped
They
on
really did. Yeah, Melee is that's that for many reasons. That's why that game is as amazing as it is. But yeah. So as to where it's gonna go, man, it just really does remain to be. And we're talking on down the line here, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and
whatever's
again-
gonna happen isn't gonna happen for like at bare minimum, and likely not even this, like 5 years.
it. By the time y'all have kids is when another Smash Brothers is gonna come out. is what
Honest
I'm
to
saying.
God, probably.
Yeah. And I also think though, like as to where they left it off now on Sora, whatever patch number like that game is on now, they ended it. They couldn't have ended it better. Literally is what I'm saying. Like this game with Sora is gonna be played for fucking years. This game ain't fucking going nowhere. It's a fucking fact. And I also, again, I say I don't deal with facts, but I feel it in my heart of hearts that this game's not going anywhere. Really.
You
What
feel
other
it in your King of Hearts.
Yeah. What other 2D fighting game? Maybe aside from fucking Nicktoons All Stars, but maybe we'll talk about that maybe now or maybe later. But
I'm down to
there's
talk
real-
about it now. Fuck it.
like again, there's really no other fucking game out there that is even up there with this one. And I know we even gave shit to Smash because we called it that girl that kind of like lets you fuck her, but she doesn't let you fuck like anally, or she doesn't like like
Which
put her
isn't
chin
even
out.
true because Nick All Stars is fucking Wi-Fi. It's actually not that good.
Yeah, so I mean, we were wrong on that. Again, guys, we protect ourselves by saying we don't deal with facts. But this Smash Ultimate is a trooper of a girl, really. It's a true soldier of a woman.
She's loyal.
There's really nothing else to put into it. Like at this point, I mean, put into her. But
Shut the fuck up. Dennis. Oh
but
my god.
they ended it solidly, really. Like, all jokes aside, there's really there's nothing like it. Nothing's ever come out that's even up there in terms of scale with this fucking game.
Piece of gaming history is what it is.
Really is. It's a fucking time. It's a
Sakurai.
a milestone.
He inherited making a Nintendo fighting game, and he didn't even just inherit making a Nintendo fighting game. He started with a Nintendo fighting game, and the man inherited making a conglomeration of a love letter to gaming as a fucking medium. Like, Smash has become so much fucking more than it ever was originally going to be.
Yeah.
And it's just not, he also invented a new genre of fighting game with Smash Brothers as well. It's like that in itself is also insane. It's literally, I think Smash Brothers is literally one of the most ambitious projects that's ever happened, if I'm being honest. At the very least in the world of gaming, it's like, I think it might be the most ambitious game like ever made.
This game is the end game. Is the end game. This is Marvel's end game. Like, this is their equivalent, essentially, as far as crossovers go and everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever come close. And
which is why I think they can't go back. You know what I mean? It's like rebooting
Or
Smash,
stop
like
it.
just to have like, like 12 or so fighters, but with new movesets. Again, the niche Smash competitive scene would love that, but the majority of people wouldn't. I would be upset about that, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean?
They would be upset, but a lot of them also wouldn't really give two fucks either. I almost feel as if it's like, well, it's like, you guys have that game, we still have this one. People still fucking play Melee. It really doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, that's a whole different discussion as to why people play Melee. It's just because mechanically, as a fighting game, it's frankly better than the other Smash games.
But my whole thing is that, like, at least as far as Melee is concerned, like, that game is fucking years old, and it's still got a huge following.
It's gonna be
people.
20. It's 20 this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why, like, it doesn't even matter if Ultimate, like, does age after a while. People are still gonna be playing it by the fucking thousands, if not millions.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say, this new game does come out, people are still gonna be like, we'll just go play Smash. The game that I don't have to pay $60 for because I already paid for it a long time ago. Like, it's not going away. You don't just drop a game that has 89 motherfucking fighters. That has essentially become an icon now at this point. Melee 2 was also an icon, believe it or not. And I think the competitive scene, again, I'm saying this as an observer, I think it did start more from the second game, more from Melee than the first game, correct?
Melee is where the competitive scene was born from, I should say. I mean, there were little tournaments and stuff that happened for Smash 64, but the scene really didn't slowly become what it was until... I mean, the competitive scene started forming in, like, the very early 2000s, like 2004, and that's when kids were, like, playing in their basement and shit like that.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where, like, this kind of stuff went down. Then Brawl came around, and it grew a little bit, and Brawl is what helped get Melee into EVO, which is what really blew up the game in EVO 2013. That's what really helped really spark up the scene. And it just sort of slowly took on from there and just got bigger and bigger as more like different types of sponsorships came in and more people heard about competitive Smash. So, but it first very much started very early on. If we're talking about the birth of competitive Smash, that was during the very early years of Melee.
Okay. And that's why I don't know, I'm gonna die on this hill. I really do think, like, this game, no matter how many years go by, even if, let's say, the Switch does basically ends its development cycle and then Nintendo goes to move on to another console, because it is going to happen. I think it's going to be a bit longer than a lot of people are even expecting, just because at least they've seen that the Switch is just like this mold that they could make anything out of now.
Yeah.
Like, the OLED is like this really microscopic step forward, and they're really going to at least try to see how much they could push the boundaries with this console and its other iterations. Because we got the same thing with the DS The DS, essentially, the DS's life cycle from the first DS did not end until the 3DS.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like that, the new iterations that came out were just improvements that they put on to, like, you know, from the last model.
Yeah.
Better lighting, better hardware, better every fucking thing else. Like, they literally, and better design as well. Come on,
What
let's
about
be
like
honest.
Smash Ultimate Plus for the Switch 4K? Maybe that's what'll wind up happening. Maybe like they'll wait to port it until they'll have like a huge graphical upgrade to it or something like that for when the Switch eventually goes 4K. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll do that.
Yeah. That's why, like, you know,
Something like that.
This, this game's not going nowhere, really. I mean, like,
I don't think
again,
that's a
like,
discussion.
no, yeah, of course not. Because it's like, you know, what else is out there? Like, what other game gives you, like, that fucking nostalgic hard-on for your favorite characters than this game, really?
Nick All Stars.
All right, now, moving on to Nick All Stars before we hit the 2-hour mark. David,
Yeah.
you go on, since you are the one that played the game, so you have your own thoughts on it. Go ahead.
Game's
Floor is
not
yours.
fucking done.
But David, the Steam reviews say that it's very positive.
No, it's fucking fun. That game is stupid fun. It's just not finished. It's like the polish is just not there. Like there are like so many of the animations that should be there just don't exist, and it makes it hard to tell what's going on. Some shit is just stupid fucking jank and overpowered. Like Cat Dog is fucked. Like, and I know we were fucking joking like months ago when this game first got announced, where it's just like, oh man, I can't wait till like months down the line we're gonna say, God man, fuck SpongeBob, dude, this fucking game, like, unironically, but we're already there, and like literally like day one, no, literally like fuck Cat Dog. That character is insanely stupid. Fuck Oblina, like literally she's just neutral air the character. There's like half the shit you can't even do about that. SpongeBob literally has a thing. He has something. They're calling it a spobble, where literally like his nair legitimately. I'm not kidding. His neutral air legitimately needs to be nerfed. Like it actually does. It combos into itself from anywhere. It has no lag like nothing else in that move does. You just nair, and you could just gimp your opponent with it like super easily just with one move. Over and over and over again. It's so dumb. And if there is anything I will say is that, like, if you're like a super fundamental based Smash Brothers player, you're gonna fucking, I think you're gonna hate Nick All Stars. A lot of people like are even looking at it and they're not even giving it a chance. It is a masher's game. And I explained this to Dennis before, but in case you don't know what that means, I'm sure you're familiar with like camping in Smash Brothers. Even if you're a casual, I'm sure you know what that is. That guy who like doesn't engage with you at all at the party and is just floating on that platform is Kirby. The guy who's hanging by the ledge just trying to fucking swallow side you, or the guy who's just like doing nothing but throwing projectiles at you the whole time and making you not have fun.
Or play the game.
Or play the game, yeah. A masher is basically the opposite of that. A masher's philosophy is you go in. You rush them down, you hit them when you can, you take every opportunity to actually just get into the meat and actually you're like getting to the beef and really just start like hitting them a little bit more, like Fox or Mario, like rush down characters like that. That's just like your philosophy. This game is obviously not the same engine. It's from the people who made Slap City, or was it Brawlhalla?
I think it was Slap City.
I think it was Slap City. I don't remember. Some people are calling this game like sort of Slap City without the polish. And I feel like they might have just been trying to rush it out for the holiday season or something because
But it's not even the fucking holidays. It's fucking
well,
October.
that's the thing. Obviously, like this game, like they're really open to taking developer feedback, so nobody I think is really nervous about it. Like that shit with SpongeBob is gonna get nerfed. Patrick is gonna get buffed eventually. Sandy has an infinite, so you know that shit's gone. Like they're gonna patch that. I know it's funny. It's all just funny to say, like putting like these fucking Smash Brothers terms on like these Nickelodeon characters, but it's just the truth. The game itself is so much fun because every character just hits like a truck. Like every character has just insane combos with the light attacks. The mobility on every character is virtually just nutty. It's like the game literally feels like, how do I describe this? The game kind of feels like. It feels like Smash 64, except the pace of the game is a lot faster, and every character is Brawl Meta Knight. That's how this game feels. It literally feels like sort of a faster version of Brawl, but every character is Meta Knight.
We're talking like melee speeds?
Yeah, Yeah, virtually. It's a fast game, and that's the thing. It's hard to keep up with because it's not only fast, but a lot of the animations are just clunky. So it's hard to like keep in touch with what's going on visually sometimes. Like there have been times where I've jab locked opponents, and I'm like, he was stunned there. Like I couldn't even tell. You know what I mean? So it's like the polish is not there. I'm not gonna lie. And the netcode, I've lagged against some people. Like on PC, and it's like, dude, like the whole thing, they advertise like the rollback and shit. I feel like rollback sort of become like masks where it's just such like, it's so politicized now. Like people just hear rollback and they think it's perfection, even though no one fucking knows what it actually means, what it actually entails.
We kind of did, didn't we? Like turn.
Everyone did. Everyone did. That's the point. And then the game came out, and again, it's like the first couple of days. Like this is day one shit we're talking about. The game's gonna change vastly. They're gonna add new characters. They're gonna do balance patches and shit. But it's just like for the time being, it's like SpongeBob is kind of fucked. Cat Dog literally can kill you in 2 hits. Oblina's, I don't know how broken Oblina is, but like a lot of people say she's a sleeper top tier. Even the developers say that. She's just annoying, if anything, like that's the case. Patrick's literally the worst character in the game because some of his moves are just laggy for no reason, and it sucks. It's like, Patrick's the worst? Really? That's my boy. That's Patrick fucking Star. You know, it's like, oh man, that sucks. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Dennis?
I mean, so I'm gonna be saying these thoughts for someone that hasn't played the game.
Of course,
I've read the Steam reviews, and
you're gonna get through this. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh my god, I honestly found it so funny how people were blindly loving this game. And I mean, again, if you do love the game, like I'm not taking nothing away from you. But from what I've read, and at least from what I heard from David, and I do take David's word with a little less grain of salt, just because, like, you know, I always like to think David doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to games like this. At least for me, coming again as an outsider to games like this, and this is a game that I might be getting, you know, as a party game and shit. I have an ultra wide now, so it's like, you know, might as well like put it on like 50 by 5120 by 440 resolution just to see like what the fuck it looks like, because I never seen what a 2D fighting game looks like on a resolution like that. But for me, I like games when they're finished.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why whenever like I see release dates that are so fucking close to the holiday season, but it's not even the fucking holiday season. That's why it makes no fucking sense to me with this.
They should have delayed the game by like a month, I feel.
No, it should have been way longer than that, because
I don't know about
like
that.
No, like shit like animations. Like, dude, you're saying it's a lot of little things. But the thing is, though,
it's not. It doesn't make it unplayable. Like it's not so bad to the point where you can never tell what's going on.
I know you didn't say that, but the fact of the matter is that, dude, why is it that like, and I don't know, actually I know why. Like, you know, why game companies are so fucking like, you know, like so got such a hard on that. It's like, oh, I can't wait to release this, even though it's not finished. Like, you know, and I'm pretty sure it's not even because, like, you know, they're just, like, overly enthusiastic and shit. I know for a fact, like, a lot of the developers probably all saw these problems and, like, at least bugs, minor as they are. Dude, this
we'll patch them later on.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Dude, that attitude really bothers the shit out of me. Because that's what gave us a lot of shitty games in the fucking past to begin with. That's a lot of shit. Like,
Sonic 06 only came out when it did because they wanted to line it up for Sonic's 15th anniversary.
I know. And, like...
That's one example off the top of my head.
And not to mention even, like, the state... Like, I'm trying not to compare apples and oranges again, but, like, speaking as far as games go, dude, Halo Infinite was supposed to be the love letter of that fucking franchise to its fans. And I am so happy that they fucking delayed it, because... I don't know if you saw the memes there, because I know you're not a Halo fan, but there were so many memes that came out of this fucking one gameplay trailer that they revealed like 2 years ago.
Ooh,
and it got
dicked on.
It got dicked on. It was so fucking panned because everyone saw the glaring, not only graphical issues too, but they also saw, at least as far as graphics, as well as even like gun sounds. Like, it was so many little things that people thought, like, why did they do this? Or at least the thing is too, Halo fans are also straight up like one of the most autistic fan bases I've ever seen because like they just can't be happy. Like, period. It's just one of those fan bases that just aren't happy ever. Like, you do one thing that is not what they want. Like, and it could even be a minor thing too. Like, they introduced sprinting into the game, and people lost their shit when they did that years ago.
So it's like, fucking rip off a Call of Duty.
Yeah. So yeah, like, you know, there's like this is like one of those fan bases that just can't be happy. But like, you know, the fact of the matter is too, like, this game coming out, Halo Infinite, is also not even finished, really. Like, the release date that they set up for December, there is 2 things that they took out that basically were keystones of this fucking franchise, which was a map maker mode called Forge, and as well as co-op campaigns you could play online or even offline. I don't know about offline too much, but online, saying that.
Yeah.
And they basically said that those 2 features are not gonna be in the fucking game on launch day. Can you imagine what the fuck Smash Brothers would look like if they said, yeah, we're gonna what do you call it? I mean, did they have co-op story mode for Smash Brothers? No, it's just like 1 player only, right?
World of Light, I think it's 2 player. I don't know, dude. I didn't finish World of Light. It was so fucking boring. So I
it was no Subspace Emissary.
No,
that's the thing.
No, it was not.
Yeah, and we couldn't get a campaign like that ever again. And
unless they make one later on down the line for the Switch 4K and like resell the
Mm-hmm.
game, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm not ruling out anything, but at least I'm kind of willing to die on my hill too. In that, you know, they'll probably take a break and then they'll just add more shit in because fuck it, they'll think the sky's the limit. Fuck it, why not? Like, they'll eat this shit up anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And but going back to at least Halo Infinite,
the latest Monkey Ball was actually the same way. Real quick before you do that, the Monkey Ball Banana Mania, and I really want to get it still because it's like a HD version of like the original Monkey Ball games and stuff. Like, so all the levels in there and stuff. Yeah, there's no co-op mode for the main game. You can only play the main game by yourself.
Like,
the only multiplayer is like, how do you, why?
Yeah, that's what I mean though. That's the fucking equivalent. Like, and it's a trend that I've been seeing a lot because, like, you know, people have even argued this where, like, you know, game development has just become more and more complicated. Like, the things that they put in there are just so intricate and it's so hard to even perfect. It's even worse for strategy games like the ones that I play.
To the point where they forget the basics?
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like, that's the trend. Like, it's like, oh, because it's so hard, we are not gonna delay it. I sound like Edna Mode from fucking Incredibles.
It's like,
we're not going to no, darling, we're not going to
Milan, darling, Milan.
Milan. Like, we're not going to delay it, darling. We're going to ship it as is. And you're going to like it. And, like, that's the fucking trend nowadays. Because, look,
I don't like...
Cyberpunk 2077. Everyone knows what a travesty that fucking game was when it was released.
And it was the most fucking overhyped video game that I think has ever been. All the overhyped ones always wind up having some dumbass problem. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I needed a fucking, like, 5069 graphics card to fucking even run this game at 30 FPS.
The only game release, at least on the top of my head, that I remember from recent history that, like, it got so hyped up, but, dude, it was worth the hype, was Halo 3.
Yeah.
I have not seen a game in my entire life see and get that much hype, and the hype actually being fucking worth it. I haven't seen anything in history like that ever.
Besides that, Smash Brothers. You know, besides, like, Smash Brothers, that's one.
That, and even in terms of movies, like Marvel's Endgame. Dude, that shit was fucking hype. I don't care what anyone fucking says. I know a lot of people have their own problems with the movie because it was in Infinity War. Thanos is not the same character that I saw him as in the last movie. But, like, no one could deny that it was more than a movie. It was a fucking event. Like, Smash Ultimate, the entire journey has been a fucking event. Halo 3, when it came out, was a fucking event.
Look,
that's
man,
what they are.
As much bitterness as I can possibly have, I can't deny that, like, Smash has significantly changed my life. You know, because of it, I got to become one of my region's most well-known commentators. It let me experience true love. I got a job working for literally Nintendo because of it. I've made amazing friends. You know, like, I have a lot of bitterness towards, like, the community and shit for my own dumb, like, psychological reasons, but I should be grateful for that. It's changed my life in so many profound ways, and, like, I can't sit back and say I regret it all, because if I did, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
And I'd call you a liar, too.
I would be a liar, if I'm being frank. That would just be me speaking out of turn and salty for you know, towards people that have hurt me.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with the game and what it's, like, sort of done for me, you know? Like, it's helped me, like... It actually, being a commentator really helped boost my self-esteem and stuff like that, you know, growing up with it in the 5 years that I've been doing it and stuff. And while I'm in a very different place with it now, I should still be grateful for, like, the growing experience that it provided for me, you know? So, on top of just being the game that it is, the lives that Sakurai touched on top of all of that as well, beyond living up to the hype. I mean, the fact that that was able to happen alone because of this game, on top of every other groundbreaking, shattering record that he's done with it, the crossovers, the money, the amount of stages and songs and characters and everything that game has done, being the #1, like, most successful fighting game and most ambitious crossover fighting game ever made. Minus all that, the fact that he's even was able to touch so many lives with the game as he did, it should easily be cemented as one of the greatest video games ever fucking made.
And his team. Dude, he would not have gotten that far if his team wasn't fucking shot.
They were making these DLCs during COVID, too. They literally, like, half the time they had to be away from each other as well while they were even making them, so that already added a huge extra challenge.
Yeah.
To stuff.
That's another medal that they could pin on their fucking shirts right there. Really.
Yep.
Like... And again, like, you know, that's the reason why, too. Like, you know, we could get fucking Smash Brothers. Like, not, like, actually, but, like, we could get games like that. But then fucking, like, this is the trend now where it's like, because it's all dictated on profits. It's all dictated on money. That's what games also are, too, in the end. They are, like, you know, pieces of fun that we have, like, thing for a momentary period of time. But as far as the development cycle goes, and especially, like, all the money that gets caught up in it, that's also another part of it too. And the fact of the matter is, nowadays, yo, when it gets close to the holiday season, they're just like, hey, it's not ready? Fuck it. Send it out. We don't give a shit. Like, let's do it. Let's just see what this fucking...
You wouldn't release half a fucking movie, man. There would be such an uproar about that. Imagine having to pay more money to just see how something ends. But gaming was still considered this secondary thing where it's like, yeah, go ahead and do that. And before you fucking say it, no, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy VII Part 2. It's because that game is literally so huge, so massive.
It's monumental.
They had to split it in half.
Yeah, which, again, like, I know, like, you know, I've been kind of going on absolutes here, but it's like, I do realize that there are some, like, exceptions to the rule. I mean, movies have kind of done the same thing for a while. Remember, we got Harry Potter's Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
Like, that movie honestly did have a lot of stuff to, like, fit into it. Like, that really needed like two films. And then all these other movies started doing it just because they wanted to copy the trend. Like Twilight. The last Twilight movie was in like fucking 2 different parts. It's like, really, asshole? Like, really? Like, you think your fucking basic ass, like, love little story needs this shit? And then the same thing happened for fucking The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, yeah, Mockingjay.
Even though Mockingjay, a lot of people, I can't go with most, but a lot of like Hunger Games fans say that Mockingjay was trash. A lot of people say
the movie or the book?
Both.
Oh God. God damn.
Yeah, so it's like, literally Harry Potter started that trend. It's like Harry Potter literally just had, it needed to split in 2 because it had that substance. Like, get the fuck over yourself. Yeah, it was a book was a fucking dictionary. Are you joking? Yeah. Shit was thick.
So again,
but then all these like, get the fuck over yourself, fucking Twilight. I think you needed all this shit to like split in half.
And God. Again, also
fucking
for
50
Avengers.
Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction, and that shit blows up, dude. Like, video games are better than movies, bro. Fuck you.
Except maybe Scorsese films. Those are untouchable. Come on,
Gabagool.
Like, yeah, we're not gonna, like, God, I want to see a Mafia Mario game. Like, I want to see Mario as Al Capone or something.
Fun fact, there was a GamePro article years and years and years ago. No, it's not what you think. Years and years and years ago, there was a GamePro article, right? You can look it up right now, of this new up-and-coming Kingdom Hearts game called Mushroom Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, fuck off.
And they created like this like fucking like graphic of like Sora, Mickey, and Mario all like back to back with their own Keyblades, and Mario had a little mushroom. I mean, he had a little mushroom symbol hanging off of his. And
God.
fucking dumbass 11-year-old me, you know, like we thought it was real, like us very young kids.
Yeah.
It was only
I would've
later
thought
until we found out that that was in fact the April Fool's edition of the GamePro Monthly. Yeah. So, like, obviously that game was not real. It's just funny considering, you know, like, fucking, like, damn near 10, like, 15 years later, it's like, here we are.
Yeah. And to be fair, I honestly feel like if Square Enix and Nintendo really talked about it, and especially Disney, I could definitely fucking see, aside from Disney characters, other fucking universes going into Kingdom Hearts. Because it's like, literally, like, Kingdom Hearts
Imagine
proves, like,
Mushroom Kingdom Hearts. Imagine if that was a
Yeah.
thing. Like, in the Nintendo
Yeah.
universes as well. Holy fuck.
having Mario and Luigi as fucking party members, yo, bro, like,
Bruh.
that's money.
Bruh.
That's money
Bruh.
for all of them. Maybe 40% more for Disney and 30% for Disney and fucking Disney and Square Enix, but like, for Nintendo and Square Enix, but
Yeah.
oh my god, like literally, like that's the thing though too, like everything that we all thought, like a little off topic, but it's like, you know, isn't it kind of crazy like how a lot of stuff that we thought was impossible, like, have kind of come true?
That's why I think, like, you know, the Sora trailer was amazing, because it made you think just when you think there's nothing else that can be done to really bring back that childlike wonderment, to really think that nothing is impossible, here's Sora. You know, which, frankly, from his franchise, I feel like represents, you know, a world where, like, you really...
Hope.
If you make something just... Who represents hope? You make...
Light beats darkness.
I just think the message of that game where you make something so creative to the point where you just dive into it, that's been what I've wanted to do my whole life. I've really wanted to make something all my own and just dive into that world, because fuck the real world. Like, make your own instead. And it's like Kingdom Hearts, I feel like, embodies that, and that's sort of what that trailer was like all about. So I think, like, to err on what you were saying, it's like the trailer sort of does 2-in-1 things. It does what I just said and sort of reigniting that, and it sort of has a hard time in doing it as well, because there have been so many impossible reveals that came through, especially for Smash Ultimate, to the point where I was not as excited for them anymore, because nothing surprises me anymore. You know what I mean?
Until Sephiroth.
Yeah, I wagered on Sora. I literally wagered on Sora. I bet that he was going to be the last one, and I was right. And yeah, Sephiroth was so fucking out of left field.
Yeah.
Did not expect that shit, and he was perfect, appealed to every base. I already, a couple episodes ago, we already talked about how he was like the perfect he was like the perfect addition to the game.
And that trailer was fucking perfect.
I still
from
think about it.
beginning to end.
I still think about it.
Like, there is nothing hyper than hearing One Winged Angel start playing, like, and just seeing him in the sky, like, ready to fuck all them up. It literally was nothing
Yo,
better than that.
Next episode, maybe next episode, you want to make, like, sort of like a reveal tier list, because there is one online, like, of all, like, the Smash reveals and stuff. Do you want to, like, we can do that if you want.
We could live stream it, go on a tierlist.com, and like, I don't know. I mean, I'd be down, but I have to see all of them though too, and that's a lot of trailers I have to go through.
I mean, they're all like visually there, like they're thumbnails for them. Like, you see, like, who it is, like, when you're, like, organizing it. But I don't know, maybe it could be like a video episode of the Double D Experience or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll
be open to it. But all right, yeah. But also, guys, we've been going on for a while now. It's almost about to be like an hour and 50.
Yeah, your friendly reminder that I'm sick.
Yeah. So
I should probably stop.
So just to wrap our thoughts up here, at least starting with me, I truly feel that, at least as far as Nintendo goes with Sakurai, as also with Smash Brothers, I really do think, like, dude, the sky's the limit with this fucking franchise. Like, it really is. Like, there is nothing that they can't do anymore after they got Sora. And I'm not saying that, like, Sora was, like, you know, like the key to it all, because, like, you know, Smash Brothers has already been doing this even before Sora. Like, they got plenty of other franchises in here that clearly, in my opinion, don't really belong in a Nintendo game, but it's like, hey, they made it work, and they realized, fuck it, if we could do it with Snake and Sonic, fuck it, we could do it with anyone else. So let's bring them in here. And it's also, as far as even Nick All Stars, even though we only got to touch base on it, even for a little bit. Personally feel like, I mean, if they do promise that they are going to be continuing to patch the game and like also just make sure that it's like the polish will eventually get there. Personally, for me though, I really hate games where like the polish has to eventually get there, just because
After you fucking pay for it.
Yeah, after you already paid fucking $40 for it, because it's like you literally had games histories. You could see it back in history where it's like, not really that far back, but like, you know, we even had Star Wars Battlefront 2 and all the fucking shit that game like thing and the controversy that it like brought up. And clearly, at least visually, the game was stunning. But the thing was that there was a lot of things inherently wrong with the game, and there's a lot of stuff in that game even now, even though it's been patched like a lot and a lot of content has been added. There's still bugs that have been there since the very beginning of the fucking game. So
there was a bug in Team Fortress 2 for like 3 years where you couldn't destroy a mini sentry while it was building. So basically, you had to take damage from it every time it was put down. That was in the game for 3 years.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
And even then, like, you know, Team Fortress 2 and a lot of other games even coming out then. Like, I'm not saying that they were like perfect works. I'm not saying that, but it's like, because they're not Nintendo, because Nintendo could do that. Because like when they built the game back in the day, there was no patching it. That was what you got. And most of the time,
Meta Knight would have stayed the way he fucking was in Brawl? Like had there been patches back in the day? Fuck no, they would have put him into the ground.
Yeah, and again, like, you know, there is like, you know, it's literally, I'm thinking of Miyamoto's fucking quote where it's like, you know, you could like, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's like essentially like, a game that you rush is always going to be bad, but a game you take your time with is always going to be great. Like, talking about game development, I probably fucked that entire quote up, but like, and I do agree with it, because I remember one game that was in development hell for a while, and this is a game that was near and dear to my heart. It was StarCraft 2. Literally, that game was in development for fucking 10 plus years. And it wasn't until 2000, I believe, 10 that it actually even saw the light of day.
Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
Is that like a video?
That's a Gabe Newell quote from like years ago, because the game was in development for that long. It's the thing with Team Fortress 2 YouTubers that they sometimes do whenever they get like janked really fucking hard in the game. Whenever like some genuine bullshit happens to them, they play that clip. Like they'll get backstabbed by a spy while they were facing the spy or some shit, and they'll be like, "Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait."
And again, too, like, we're no game developers, but at least, like, you know.
Also, Team Fortress 2 is perfect. Shut up.
Not like Overwatch, but but again,
whoopsie.
My whole point.
Whoopsie. Looks like China's breathing down our neck again. Got to make another character gay.
My point is, though, is that, like, at the very least, like, you know, that, like, first day at launch, and, like, there's always gonna be bugs, sure, but it's like, if it's like game breaking shit, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, again, I know that Nick All Stars didn't release with a huge game breaking bugs and stuff, but like stuff that they could obviously fix like pretty easily, I'm sure. But it's like, still though, like, I hate that that's the fucking trend. That's a whole fucking video topic in and of itself, too. But
for sure.
But that's my closing thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't think Smash is going nowhere, really.
No, for sure it's not.
It's really not going nowhere. And Sakurai deserves a vacation. That's my thoughts on it. This is the end of my TED Talk.
Anytime I said that, like, you know, like, oh, I hope Nick All Stars fucking kills Ultimate, blah blah blah. We all knew that was a meme.
It was a half meme.
It was.
If anything, we just kind of were sick as to like why, like, you know, how like Nintendo is. It's just like, you know, Nintendo needs a kick in the pants. That's the thing too. That's a fact as well.
A kick in the square pants.
A kick in the overalls.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Mario.
Yeah, but like that game, man, it's like, it's so good though. Like, it's like I mentioned before, it literally feels like you're a faster version of Smash 64, where like the combos are always true. Like, just because, like, you know, moves in general just have like no lag, and the light attacks really help you combo into the strong attacks. Like, its design philosophy is there For sure. Like, it's definitely like a super like high octane like Masters fighting game. Like, if it's played optimally, I hope it doesn't get too campy as it goes on. I think at its I think at its core, like at its heart, it could be a really good game, but it just like you mentioned, it's just another game that just feels a little fucking rushed. It's like, but, and again, like, feels a little rushed, but like, hey, patches, and it's hard to, it's so fucking nerve-wracking to do that, man, because sometimes, like, you know, these developers don't live up to their promises. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a mode in Diablo 3 that was supposed to be released that they promised was going to happen later on down the line, and then
we got Diablo Mobile.
yeah, and then they kind of just didn't fucking do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I hate this, like, process of, like, releasing, like, half a game.
Half-baked, really.
At least they're not doing the thing where they're like saying like, oh, we'll make half a game, and then if you want it to be better, oh, pay more for it later, like fix it down the line, like some other developers do. But like, it's the worst, man, that these guys are just like, like just think like, oh, we'll fix it later. They probably feel like because it's a fighting game, it's gonna get patches regardless. So like, we'll fix it later. I mean, they're not the only ones that did this. I mean, believe it or not, Smash 4 when that game first came out, ridiculously buggy when it launched. There's actually there's a whole introspective video. I'll actually link it to you on where he like uninstalls like and reinstalls his game or something like that, like reverts it to like the day one patch and stuff. There was a glitch where Bowser Jr. would teleport like just while he's running. There was another one where if you were like charging a smash attack as Pac-Man and you fucking like paused, he would just fly. while the game was paused, he would just fly off into the infinite. I'm actually gonna link this video to you right now. So
is it Super Mario T or is it another guy?
No, it's introspective. Smash 4.
That's the channel name.
Introspective, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which, fun fact, just because I was a YouTuber, after I got off stream at SmashCon, there was a dude who asked me if I knew where introspective was, just because he assumed I knew the dude, just because I was also a YouTuber, and it's like, all right. Yeah, vanilla Smash 4 was literally like, it was ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna link you this video right now before we go here, and I want you to skip to 145. I'll do that. Yeah, it's just like such a stupid vanilla Smash 4, it's like, it's like, I mean, this was day one. They fixed this shit like immediately. This was like version 1.0 of the game. But when it first dropped, it was insane. Like, there was literally so many like ridiculous glitches that it had, and this was a AAA Nintendo title. So I think sometimes sometimes these things happen by accident, and then sometimes it's a common practice. They're just like, oh, we can patch it immediately, so let's fix it. Either way, we will get a good product eventually. But in, like, the gauze of Nick All Stars, like, a lot of this shit, it's not getting fixed day one. You know, they're like hearing a lot more feedback initially. I mean, more than Nintendo would for like competitive stuff like Smash.
And a lot of times, like, people, as far as them venting about, let's say, bugs and stuff, would usually be on social media, which I'm sure Nintendo's fucking whole CIA, FBI team of fucking social media coordinators are all probably grazing through every nook and cranny.
You think they don't look at that shit? They do.
Yeah, they do look at it. And at least for Nick, all their criticisms are going through their Steam discussions. All like just basically saying like, what the fuck? Like, I literally do this animation and Patrick just sits there jerking his dick off. What the fuck is this? Like, I don't know, not really like that, but like, you know, that's like at least where all the criticisms like then going towards.
I need to hear your reaction to this though.
I will. Wait. So right now,
click the video and then go to 145, like 1 minute and 45 seconds in.
Okay.
I just need to hear your reaction to this because it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe found disturbing by some viewers. What? What the what the fuck?
Right? Is that just the weirdest shit?
Oh.
Like, look at him go.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like, there he goes.
It's like, oh, there, yeah, he's just going to the stratosphere now. Like, look at him fly. Oh my god.
Yeah, go to 435 now.
Oh my Jesus.
He does it with like 3 of them.
435, okay.
In the arms of the angel, fly away.
The hands. Oh!
It's like they're going back to their people, dude. They're going back to their home world.
I'm going back to Namco. Bye.
Oh, now I'm just looking at the fucking base Smash 4 roster compared to Ultimate. It's like, Jesus, it looks so small. Even though we looked at it before and it's like massive, but whatever. We've been going on forever. We're approaching 2 hours now. Gotta close out here.
Yeah.
Here's my ad. I'm on Fiverr. I'm available for any of your voiceover needs. If you like my voice, which you probably hated it today because it's all nasally and all sick and whatnot. Most of the time I'm not sick. If you looking for anybody to work cheap for your narration, your promo, your commercial, or even your character projects, I am available. I have a pretty decent repertoire as to me. You can listen to my demo reels inside of my Fiverr profile. I work for cheap, and I can get your project to you in a relatively timely fashion. So, hit me up, talk to me, let's do business, and hopefully we can make something right for each other. That would mean a lot to me if you guys could help me build up my my voiceover repertoire on that one. So, Denise,
Yes.
you know what to do.
That is I.
You know what to do.
Good night, guys.
Where can they follow us? Not Facebook, because Facebook went offline for about a couple hours.
Oh my god, I'm surprised we didn't talk about
Same.
that.
I actually intended to talk about that. But obviously we didn't. So
I was laughing so hard when I saw that on the news. I'm like, all these stupid QAnon faggots are gonna be like, how am I gonna talk about Trump now? But guys,
Lord.
you could find us on QAnon.com. But you could find us on Twitter and Instagram, not Facebook, because Facebook's apparently, got some dodgy network problems.
it has worse
apparently.
netcode than Nick All Stars.
God, that shutdown was for hours though. Back in the day though, they had one that was 1 hour. This one was like multiple.
Yeah,
And
apparently
you don't do that.
Apparently, it was an inside job. Some dude deleted some of the backup files or whatever. So they had to
So he deleted System 32, huh?
pretty much.
He Control-Alt-deleted Facebook off the fucking
I would
planet.
love to be the guy who fucking Control-Alt-deleted Facebook, dude. Like, imagine being that guy.
Dude, it wasn't even like a lizard squad thing. This was some guy who probably pressed Alt F4 by accident and probably deleted the
Fucking intern, getting Zuckerberg's coffee.
He spilled. Oh my god, imagine if Zuckerberg was running his entire network off of his one laptop and the guy was like, oh, Mr. Zuckerberg, I got the coffee. Oh, whoops. It's like, oops. Sorry. Fucking idiot. He just walks out and says, you're fired. He's like, I don't give a shit. All your fucking shit is dead. I don't give a fuck. And he just walks out. But you could find us. On Instagram.
You can cue a knob on these nuts.
We're gonna liberalize you.
Liberalize me, Captain.
When you could find us on multiple podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, and several others. We'll have all those affiliates down below. And unlike Facebook, we are never, ever gonna shut down. Ever.
Never ever.
Ever.
Never ever forever.
Ever. Because we don't have servers. That's the advantage of being a podcast.
Yeah.
We just need internet and two dumbasses with microphones.
Amen to that, my friend.
So, guys, have a good night.
We love you.
And I love you, and yeah, I literally ran out of shit to say now. I ran out of steam. I literally was trying to think of something funny, but I was like, nah, it's 2 hours.
Nerf.
Once you get
Nerf SpongeBob.
Buff, no, when's Larry the Lobster coming in? When can I live like Larry on Nick All Stars?
Pretty patties rule.
Where is Squilliam Fancy Son? Where's all these great characters?
Dennis, my back hurts.
Explain why. That you, Masahiro Sakurai, was most voted to suck eggs in high school. Alright, okay.
Sakurai definitely. Does he have more money than Squilliam?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I hope so.
No, but
I would hope so.
I think Sakurai also gets a lot of royalties.
That's
I like to think so. He's got that comf money.
Dennis, my back hurts.
All right, guys, we're gonna go. We're gonna call it a night. But
We love you.
we love you, and join us next week and listen to us. I don't know, jerk each other off. Okay, bye.
It's gone sexual.
It's gone sexual, laddie.
Let's off.
All right.